the poll question, McLovin, that annoying guy for clicks.
Fritzy loves a guest. Fritzy loves a guest. Fritzy loves a guest. Now he's gonna mope around the whole weekend.
Oh, oh, oh.
We can hardly stand the wait. Please, box score, don't be late.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Howard Collins for box score.
We welcome to the Box Score, a special holiday bonanza. I'm Brock in Los Angeles, joined by the Danettes in Milford, Connecticut. It is the most wonderful time of the year. You guys get a couple days off. You might need it after Dan's holiday party. Are there any more festivities planned? I mean, Fritzy, I know you have sort of a pre-Thanksgiving dinner party. What's up for you?
I'm going to celebrate Hanukkah in Brooklyn with the family. Plan is to take the wife and kids to the Knicks Wizards game on Christmas Day, so we're looking forward to that. Seeing the lights around New York. We always like to cruise around and see the holiday lights on Christmas Eve. A lot of Chinese food Christmas Eve, which a lot of Jewish people like to do on the night of Christmas Eve.
Now,
that's part of the plan.
When you go to the Knicks game, will you talk to reporters as you did in the past on Christmas
possible.
Day games?
If they seek me out, and I will.
TV producer Todd Fritz.
I will say. I'll probably
New York
say.
Post.
I'll probably say TV executive producer of TV.
What year was that? Where you
all
were quoted in the
programming.
New York Post on the future of the Knicks?
A few years back, I was asked about the Knicks' chance of getting LeBron, or should the Knicks be interested in LeBron?
That was Christmas Day. I remember that. I woke up the next morning. There's Todd Fritz.
I told them I was vice president of the United States, but they wouldn't believe me. They said that's somebody else. We'll just call you a TV executive producer. I said, fine, go with that.
Well, Fritzy, you've decorated yourself, as have I. McLovin, have you decorated the tree this year in the man cave?
You know, I have not. I've not spent a lot of time with it. There were no supermodels really working on the tree. I've kind of kept out of that area. I feel like the tree has gotten a little less decorating attention this year. Is that fair?
The tree itself seems smaller. I don't know if we got a budget cuts or something, but we used to have a bigger tree.
Yeah, something's definitely missing.
And that, whatever they call that, the little thing on the bottom, that thing is beat.
Some type of sham?
Yeah, it's a sham, all right.
And there's really nothing on the top either.
Yeah, it looks like
Oh yeah, what happened to like a big star or something? What's that all about?
looks like a oof.
Worst Christmas ever.
Yeah, well, the holidays are a time for reflection, and we found in our archives that McLovin is usually pretty fired up for this whole Christmas tree thing.
I was out chopping down the tree today. Ah, boy, look at this baby.
He chopped down a tree that's got lights on it.
And a stand.
Yeah, so this is, you chopped this down, huh? Let's take it over here then. Okay. Might as well get this thing decorated.
What?
Oh.
What was that? 1 second, the limbs are falling down.
What was the dead giveaway that maybe it wasn't a real Christmas tree?
This metal, if it wasn't for this metal pole, if there was wood here, I would swear this is real.
Field turf.
Guys, it's a big moment. Guys, should we carol now?
Yeah, you lead.
Silent
Oh, I thought you were going to bring some girl named Carol.
Holy night.
You know what?
Can you do that jumping up and down, clapping, yay thing you just did?
Yay! Christmas tree.
Wow, that's us? That all happened?
I know.
I have absolutely zero recollection of anything. I thought for sure that Chrissy Teigen came in every year and decorated the tree because I have no memory of it whatsoever.
In our mind, she does.
I do remember, actually, when I was carrying that tree, I think that was a real tree because I got sap all over my hands and I had to wear gloves.
No, we got fake sap and put it on real sap and put it on a fake tree.
Is that true?
That was maple syrup from pancakes and waffles, actually.
Or maybe Fritzy was using the tree earlier.
It's very possible.
Yeah,
I'm not going to admit to anything.
Ew.
Yeah, it could be Fritzy missions. Speaking of Fritzy missions, how come you didn't get any supermodels into the man cave this year, Todd?
That's a good point. The efforts were made. We reached out to a number of our favorite young ladies that they weren't available. I'm still holding out hope that there could be, pretty much tomorrow is the big day for a surprise visit. If it doesn't happen tomorrow, it's already.
What if one of them says they can do it Wednesday, And would you come down and meet them in the studio and say like, hey, the rest of the crew will be here in a minute. We got to shoot this. And just tell them the camera's on. There's like 30 cameras in here.
I probably would do that. I probably wouldn't tell any of them so I can have the supermodel or Victoria's Secret model all to myself. So if Erin Heatherton or Chrissy or Brooklyn or one of our favorites could come down specifically on Christmas Eve, you know, they're going to find out way after the fact and have a little one-on-one time.
Have we considered having someone else request the models besides Todd? Maybe it's our fault. You know,
going to get a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's probably a great idea. I mean, it's tough to request someone when you have a order out against you.
Yeah,
that is true. That is true. They do get a little frightened, and if they're not, then their publicist or agent or marketing person asks all kinds of questions.
From a strategic standpoint, do you go after the younger ones who maybe not know your reputation, who don't have satellite?
Yeah, I try to go to the agents and younger ladies that are a little less PR savvy and maybe they don't know better and they're looking for some extra publicity and they don't know what my background is like, so they maybe
it's
just
a
more
good thing
likely
that our studio isn't near any school zones. I think there's like a certain amount, like you have to get written.
We didn't have a choice when we were looking for a studio. We were told we couldn't be by any school zones.
All right. Well, there was an appearance this year, but thanks to the ghost of Christmas past, we shall bring you the glory that is Chrissy Teigen in a Santa outfit.
Knock, knock. Hello, gentlemen. Under the mistletoe.
Good to see you.
I think we just went lips.
Look at Fritzy getting right down in there, huh?
Oh, yeah. Isn't that interesting? that
He hasn't got near that tree.
Fritzy didn't care.
What are we embracing for?
Because Fritzy's missing.
Oh, the mistletoe?
We have to go under it.
Fritzy actually has more hair with that. You tried to do the turn in again.
Did I?
Wow.
Yeah, he tried to.
Wow.
You're out of your mind.
What a
sport. You are. I'm trying.
Too much eggnog.
A number of things I want to comment on here. First of all, she's like an eclipse of hotness. You can't even look directly at her. Secondly, that's the only time Fritzy's ever bent at the waist by choice in the man cave. Where he squatted down by choice.
Wow.
And
I dropped some Skittles a few weeks ago.
Except for in the bathroom, of course.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And thirdly, I would say, in lieu, let's say the box score, let's say we had technical issues or just wanted a day off, you should just run that on a loop for about 35 minutes and our ratings would spike.
Yeah.
Chicks do it. Coming up, we are going to talk about the art of gift giving. But Fritzy first wasn't the only one to make magic with Chrissy Teigen. McLovin stole her heart with a little walk-off here.
McLovin, what did you learn?
I learned that the Angels may have gotten Albert Pujols, but we had an angel today in the studio.
Kiss up. Yeah. McLovin with a walk-off in his Ellen DeGeneres sweater.
Here's a holiday tip about regifting bad Christmas presents. A lot of people like to rewrap it and make it look like, oh, this is a fresh gift and it's not regifted. That's not how we do it here at the Box Score. You walk up to the other person and say, hey, dude, this gift sucks. Now it's yours. Happy holidays from the Box Score.
We are back here on the Box Score. Polly dropping some delightful holiday knowledge on us. Polly, have you lived by your own edict there? Have you regifted Dan's shirt that you received from him last week?
Ooh, no, but that's a great last-minute gift idea. Yeah, I've had some regifting issues. One time, a guy got a case of beer he didn't like. This was only about 2 years ago. And he regifted it to me, but left the original tag on from the original person. And if he did that on purpose, he's hysterical. If he did it on accident, then it's just kind of sad. But if he did it on purpose, it's hysterical.
McLovin, what's the one item that you've regifted that didn't go so well?
What item have I regifted that didn't go so well? Well, I mean, I got to be honest. I've been handing out an unhealthy amount of Dan Patrick Show clothes to family members in the last few years. So I don't re-gift because I don't have to. I free gift, which is like re-gift.
It's a little nicer.
Yeah, not a lot nicer, especially the wife. The wife's like, oh, great, another Dan Patrick Show men's pullover. Yeah, happy Hanukkah.
That being said, McLovin's not the only guy who's done his shopping in the back room here. We've all done a little Christmas shopping in the back room.
Heck yeah.
You know, I'll give someone some small Callaway golf gloves, and they don't even golf.
Seton, what's the worst Christmas gift you've ever got?
I don't know. I mean, I only remember the ones that got me really stoked, actually. Like, I remember getting my first bike. I remember getting my first real skateboard. It was a Powell Peralta Perwelander. And my parents got me, instead of like a normal skateboard, they got me a freestyle skateboard, which is actually way smaller, and you do totally different tricks. But that was awesome. I don't really remember any, like, bad ones that I was like, wow, this totally sucks.
All right, let's go on the upswing. Polly, what's the greatest gift you've ever received?
My uncle was. I've got to go. Boy, there's a bunch. I do remember my uncle was pretty shifty. My uncle didn't have a lot of money. He's only like 12 years older than me, and I was about 12 years old or 13 years old. And he put a box in, and it had like this kind of cheesy Sears Walter Payton T-shirt, like a caricature. I was like, oh, okay, nice. And then I unwrapped it, and it was a real pro Walter Payton jersey, away jersey, which probably cost at the time $200, which is, this is like, you know, he didn't have $200. And I always thought that was very cool that, you know, for your uncle to do that, that's cool Uncle Legendary status.
You know what? I can actually tell you the worst gift I've ever given, though. An ex-girlfriend.
Oh, boy.
I once gave her a DeWalt drill.
That's expensive high-end machinery.
It was meant mostly as like a joke, but she would always talk about how she loves like tools and wanted like drills and like screwdrivers and all this stuff. So I got it sort of like as like a joke or whatever. She opened it and she was like, "What the bleep is this crap?" I'm like, "Dude, that's a rad drill. What are you talking about? You're crazy."
Fine piece of American machine.
Did not go over well at all.
That's not cool. See, well, you got a really cool gift from DP last Friday. The boss hooked you up with an autographed ball from Mariano Rivera. Is this the most gifts that have been exchanged in the man cave this year?
Well, certainly out in the open, yeah. I'm always like, I don't get Dan anything. And I feel like there's sort of like sneaky back channel gifts, like, hey, don't let the other guys know, but I got you a little something. Open in public, that I think is the only gift that's been exchanged.
Brock, if you permit me, McLovin, I'm gonna ask your opinion. Just impartial. The ball, I didn't think about this until last night. The ball from Mariano Rivera that was signed. Do you think it was given to Dan and then given to you? Or do you think Dan broached it and procured it for you? Which do you think is more likely?
Well, when Dan came back and said that he had met Mariano Rivera, I asked him where my autograph was, and he was like, "What are you talking about? I didn't get you an autograph. I didn't get you anything." So
guilt gift?
And then after that, it was I don't know. Either somebody just sent it to him, and he was like, "Oh wow, good luck. Here, you can have it," or he asked for it off of that. I'm not really inclined to believe that because that's a lot of effort for him to.
I would even go as far to say somebody might have heard that conversation on a look-in, mailed it to Seton O'Connor at the Dan Patrick Show. Dan might have seen it in the back. And
he does open all of our mail.
All our mail.
All our mail. And he would definitely...
Probably the most annoying
Would Dan
thing
say this is from me when it was clearly from somebody else?
There's a number.
Yes.
You know, we may have to look
it says
into this.
Seton on it. Like, what do you...
Why
and then
totally
like, doesn't even bother to say, like, oh, hey, by the way, like, you got a bunch of stuff back there. And people are like, hey, A-hole, why didn't you, like, say thank you for all the stuff I sent? Like, what stuff? What are you talking about?
The mail is a tough issue because Dan does open all of our mail every day, especially boxes. And sometimes these boxes from any of us could be something that's a bit on the show, and it's kind of spoiled. You know, Fritzy, sometimes I get on Fritzy's case because he gets a piece of mail and gives it to Dan at 8 o'clock in the morning when the cameras aren't on. But he's much better about that. But Dan sometimes doesn't realize that there's some mail that's coming for us that could be a bit or a gift or a skit.
Yeah.
And he kind of ruins it.
Yeah, one thing too, sometimes shoe companies or will say, please send me your sizes, and I'll send Dan and the Danettes all something.
Right.
So, like, there were these rad shoes from actually the University of Oregon. I put in my order and my size, and then I never got them. I couldn't figure out. Right. Guess who has my exact size? It has 2 pairs of the exact same cool rad shoes.
Well, usually it'd be me, but in this case, it's Dan.
Yeah, you have to be quick around here to get to the back.
It may be illegal to open other people's mail. I'm not sure. That's a whole other story. I don't think you're actually allowed to do that legally.
Let's file charges.
We'll file charges.
Okay, well, we're getting legal here. Stick around. The guys have some more holiday tips for you, and they break down some of their favorite ornaments from this year's crop.
I'm getting blitzed. Oh, hey, we're back on the box score with more holiday tips. You ever want to take your family to the mall to see Santa? There's this big, huge line. It's going to take like 2 hours. Here's how you beat the line. Go up to Santa, who's probably a guy who's down on his luck, a drifter maybe, and spends his days at the OTB and lives in a van. Give the big man a 20, you go right to the front of the line. Happy holidays from the box score.
Thank you. I just love the picture of Santa. Oh, why didn't you win, place, or show? That's all I ask. Some fantastic tips there from Polly on dealing with the mall Santa. Let's go around the room on this one. You guys all have kids. Any odd experiences dealing with mall Santas?
Not for me personally, but I was once with my nephew who was, I don't know, maybe like 2.5, 3 years old, something like that. Or actually probably even younger, but maybe like 2, 2.5, something like that. and he clearly had a bug that was just kicking in and was not feeling well. And he literally covered himself from the neck of his little zippy up, keep him warm thing, all the way down to his feet while on Santa. And you can see him crying as he's clearly letting loose, and the Santa's sort of like awkwardly, like with a
take this kid
type face going on. And yeah, that poor fellow, we had to take him into the into the bathroom there. And Santa buy a new outfit. We had to clean him up. It was just a disaster.
Is that Santa or the kid you're talking about?
I don't have that many good ones, but like I went to see Santa about a month ago with the kids. My daughter Molly's 3, so she goes from being crazy ape-s excited to see Santa. Then when he walks in the room, she goes crazy because she doesn't want to get on his lap. Then the minute he leaves, she goes crazy, where'd he go? So there's no middle room. And then my daughter, I said as a joke to her that about a week before we saw Santa, I said, when you sit on Santa's lap, be real nice to him. She goes, okay, what else? I said, tell him he looks good, he lost weight. Ha ha ha, throwaway line. A week later, sitting on Santa's lap, she goes, hi Santa, I'm Peyton. You look good. I think you've lost some weight. And he didn't even notice. He's probably 90 years old.
All right, well, the fans have hooked you guys up with some gifts in the form of some classic ornaments. Here are a few commemorating some classic DP moments. Dan's thumb being cut on a can of dog food, and McLovin bench pressing 200 pounds are a few that you gotten this year. What are your favorites from the bunch, Paulie?
There was one this year. I think it's the effort that impresses me, because sometimes it's creative, sometimes it's simple. There was a guy who carved a piece of a tree. Like, it looked like he cut down a tree, sanded it, carved into it, and then like lacquered it to make it permanent and forever. I'm like, I bet it took him more than a few minutes to do something like that. So I think it's the effort that impresses me.
Well, those ornaments were cool, but there was one ornament that the boss liked especially, and it was the one celebrating McLovin breaking his glasses. Fritzy, is this one ever going to be topped?
It's so simple and perfect that that's going to be very difficult to top. You know, as Paulie was saying, there's some really creative things where you've got to look closely and see all the intricate detail that was put into the work, which we also appreciate. But something that simplistic, that's right there at the top. The broken McLovin glasses is huge, and that should be shown very clearly on the tree.
McLovin, how many times do you think that clip will be shown next year?
Same as this year, 600 to 700 times.
Wait, I wish we had it again to see right now.
That would be nice.
What clip exactly are we referring to?
I'm not sure.
I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe it's this one.
The magic.
Oh, no.
You need help?
I just broke my glasses.
No.
It happened again.
You broke your glasses?
These are like $400 glasses.
It's gonna be magic. It's gonna be magic, 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 magic.
Oh.
Hi, here's another tip for Christmas Eve. You don't want to go schlepping all over to your in-laws' house to have some long, drawn-out dinner. You want to go to your local Irish pub for wings and beer. Here's how you do it. Tell your wife there's some charity angle involved with the dinner, then ply her with wine all night and hope she forgets. Happy holidays from all of us at the Box Score.
Closing up shop here on the Box Score. Leave it to Paulie to find the way to take wings and beer over the holiday season. Paulie, what is the perfect wing flavor for the holiday season?
That's a great question. Wow. I don't think cinnamon would be good. No, cinnamon wings would not be good.
Peppermint?
Nutmeg, peppermint.
Eggnog flavored wings?
You know, I think you got to go with standard wings and not mess around. Get your focus. Don't pick a flavor. Don't be wild. You got a big holiday ahead of you. Just eat a lot of them. That'd be my advice.
All right, well, I'm sure the beer and wings will be in full force over the weekend, and you're going to need them when the Bengals and the Steelers get it on this Sunday night, and you'll be thinking about this.
The Dan Football Night in America Challenge.
All right, we're focusing on quarterbacks again. You get to call your shot. Who's going to throw more touchdown passes? Is it going to be Roethlisberger or the other redheaded guy? And also, you get to see which quarter they're going to do it in. Oh, closest to the hole on the amount, and which quarter or who will throw it first. So we got which quarterback, how many, and who will throw it first. Paulie, how about you start us off?
Could you clear that up just a little bit?
Yes. Absolutely. I was just surprised that they were asking this because I know Roethlisberger is going to crush Dalton in this, but it's which quarterback is going to throw more touchdowns, how many, that's closest to the hole, and the third, who will throw the first touchdown. Will it be Roethlisberger or Dalton?
Okay. I'm ready. Roethlisberger will throw more. He'll throw it first, and he'll throw 4.
Fritzy.
I'm going to go Roethlisberger throwing it first. Roethlisberger with more touchdowns, but I'm going to go 3 TD passes for Big Ben.
Wow, way off.
All right, Seton.
I'm going Roethlisberger will throw more. I'm going to say Dalton will go first, and I also have Roethlisberger with 3.
And McLovin.
This is a strategy move. This is a big strategy move for you.
I'm going to go Dalton because if you watch the last Steelers-Bengals game, literally every time Le'Veon Bell touched the ball, he ran into the end zone. So I don't think Big Ben's going to get shots at the end zone because the Steelers have about 7 running touchdowns. I say Andy gets 2. He gets the first one, and Roethlisberger only gets 1. So Andy Dalton.
I'm going to go with Big Ben. He will throw 5 touchdowns, and he will be the first one to throw said touchdown. Now, if you would like to guess, you can tweet us at the Box Score Show with the hashtag BSFNC. All right, Fritzy, anyone booked for next week?
Still being efforted. Mike Heller will be guest hosting the Christmas Eve edition of the program, and guests being lined up as we speak.
All right, safe holidays to you guys. Safe travels to everyone that watches the Box Score. You can catch a best of year-end review and best of shorties. And if you're listening, it's, the podcast is available on iTunes or at podcast1.com. Cheers.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Hey, thanks for watching the Box Score. Holy cow!